All right, looks like we worked on the first go. That is fantastic news. Let's see if we're actually live. We'll do some quick updates here, and we'll get to work. It looks like I'm still staring at a loading screen, so I'll take that as a good sign to proceed forward. I'm gonna press some buttons here. I'm gonna get an update here, probably in a second, saying you're up and live. Is that true? Have we reached that point? Nope, not quite yet. We'll get there soon enough. So I'm going to keep pressing buttons until I get some sort of indication that. There we go. That's my indication. We are apparently live. All right, I'm checking my volume level. That's my indication. We are apparently live. All right, I'm checking my volume level. That's my indication. Yep. Okay, that sounds good. Let me drop that all back down. Get that nonsense out of y'all's way. And gonna press enter a bunch of times. I need to press edit real quick. Okay, so you guys know what's going on. Hey, if you're catching this in the future, you can skip forward like a minute or something, and you'll have and we'll be live and active. Let's do it like that. Q. And then here, okay, great. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish online. And we're creating a Dungeons and Dragons adventure in the world of Eberron. So I've been a DM since 1987. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999. I've been an Eberron enthusiast since 2000. I want to say 2005. And I've been creating content on the DMsGuild since 2017 for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Never published an adventure on my own. I've worked on a number of them, like making lairs or encounters or plot hooks and stuff like that. But this is the first adventure that we're actually publishing called Crystals of Mabar. You can see it on... Yeah, you can see it on screen. Here, book cover. We made this around episode 40. If you check here, if you're on the X Twitter platform, I'm at Phil Kearney. That's where I post all my sketches and works in progress and coupons. Here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when we're live in the future. We're at episode 330. Here's the entire playlist. Here's a bunch of the different books that I've made on DMsGuild if you want to support the work and encourage more similar behavior. We created this book cover on episode 40, so pick up some of my books, check it out. We're working on a Yugoloth right now. This is a Canaloth. Basically, the way that there's necromancers with an artifact that if they perform a ritual and complete it with the artifact, they will create a manifest zone that then stabilizes and becomes permanent, and a portal to the plane of Mabar, where the realm of undeath and darkness. They'll open a portal to that. It'll permanently open. They can use it to, do necromancer stuff. But the necromancer performing the ritual does not know that when the ritual completes, it turns them into a Yugoloth. If the ritual fails, it becomes a Canaloth, which is this creature. Kind of a dumb mutt of a monster. If the ritual completes and the portal is opened, the caster is turned into a Ultraloth, which is the CR13, the highest rank of daemon that exists. So the ritual is not only creating a permanent portal to the plane of Mabar, but it's creating the most powerful demon in Mabar to now have command over it. So that's kind of a suitable double cross that you could anticipate from an evil artifact. So that's what's happening. We're in the process of cleaning up the line art for this monster so we can start coloring it. So I'm figuring out where the lines are at. This is my second I've done sketches. This is technically my first inking, but it's still rough. So I want to, I'll need to further refine this down a bit more. So I'm going to fade this into the chunk. Now that I've got a pretty good structure set up for this, I think this can realistically be the last passive artwork. The final inking to be able to move forward with this into color. I mean, I hope. We'll see. We'll see where I get to today. So we got a timer on the clock. We're going to go for about, maybe about a little bit more than an hour. Yeah, a little bit more than an hour. Yeah, so we're going to complete we're going to keep working on this piece. I do artwork like this on Monday through Friday in the mornings. In the evening, on Mondays and Thursdays, I stream at night, including tonight. On Tuesdays and Fridays, including tomorrow, I also do design stream, like at my lunchtime. And I'm going to bring this back real quick. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up a little bit. Yeah, Tuesdays and Friday lunchtime, I stream mechanical development of new game system stuff, role-playing games, whatever it is that I'm working on. And then on Saturday morning, that's my my brunch workbench. And typically I do artwork or game design. Right now I've been focusing a lot of attention on updating the color mana spell point variant rules that I've published on DMsGuild to basically replace the 8 schools of magic and spell slots with a color mana system that is inspired by Magic the Gathering, and a mana pool system of colored mana to lean into the color identities of Magic the Gathering as sources of spells. That's linked in the description down below, the 5 color mana spell point variant rules. You can check that out. All my books are free preview. I make my books free to read. So that you can, so I can reference them. So I can say, hey, go look at page, 45 of the Color Mana Core Mechanics book to see, how I implement concentration or whatever. And also, so you know what it is that you're getting. I include tokens and maps and playmats and assets of all sorts in a zip file, so you're not just getting a supplement, you're getting more stuff with it typically. And so you can check out the book for free. If you think it's cool, consider buying my stuff as a means of encouraging me to make more books. That's essentially what it is. If I make my books visible for you to read now, you'll know the kind of quality that I'm looking, the minimum level of quality that I'm looking to produce for my future projects. So if you buy my current books, you're telling me to make more. This will eventually play out really well with Kickstarters. When I start doing crowdfunding RPG projects, I'll be able to refer back to this library of work. Like, here's the kind of stuff that I produce. If you want similar behavior from me in the future, back my project. Blah, blah, blah. I think I need to get my my YouTube count up before I can successfully run Kickstarters. I don't have much of a mail list. I need to start building an email list, but I have to start providing value for an email list, which means I need to start providing more value for my Patreons to feed into. I'm spending a ridiculous amount of time on that curve, but I'm happy with it. So I guess it was time well spent. I'm going to round that off. I'm going to have a crappy movie weekend this weekend. I'm really looking forward to a crappy movie Sunday. We're going to watch, let's see, we're going to watch the new Alien Romulus movie. We're going to watch The Marvels. I think there's a disaster film that we're going to watch. It's going to be shitty movies by the fire. I think today is officially cold enough to use fire to heat my home. So I'll be probably grabbing some stacks of lumber this week, or stacks of logs, bundles of logs. Is that what it is? What's the plural in that? I don't know. I've got a wooden fireplace like 5 feet away from me over there. That when I dump lumber into it, it makes happy, cracky fire sounds in the background. If you check out my streams from winter 2023, you can hear fire crackling in the background. I'm gonna be on Wally DM and Fred Willard How to RPG. They're hosting a basic D&D game, like old school 1987 style Dungeons and Dragons. And I am proud to be a participant in that activity. I love Beckme, and I like Wally and Fred, so it's a good time. I'm not sure who else is going to be participating in the adventure today, but that'll be at 5 o'clock Seattle time or 8 o'clock East Coast, and I'll be doing that probably for a 3-hour block. And then at the end of that, I'll jump back here on stream, and we'll keep working on martial powers. We're going to we're working on the 4 subclasses that appear in the 2024 Player's Handbook. We're updating the subclass options for use with martial powers. And when we finish, I don't know if we'll finish that tonight or not, but I'll be back on for my lunchtime workbench tomorrow. And we'll certainly have Ranger done by tomorrow, if not tonight. And once we do, we'll move on to Paladin. Because Paladin's gone through some changes in 2024, and I am looking forward to implementing them. Let's do that, and then let's do that. There, no, that's too boxy. Nope. There we go. Okay. Good so far, anyway. We got our curve up here. That's decent. So we're gonna Beckme tonight until 8 o'clock Seattle time, and then I'm gonna jump on stream. I will work on the martial powers. We'll be back tomorrow morning at our lunchtime, which is typically I think tomorrow I'm gonna be on around 1:30. I'm not 100% on that. I'll know by tonight when I'm streaming. So check back in tonight to find out when I'll be live tomorrow. So we'll finish up the Paladin. We'll get the Paladin started probably, I reckon, tomorrow. But maybe we'll get to it tonight. That'd be awesome. So we'll start Paladin, likely starting Paladin tomorrow. We'll probably finish it I think we'll finish Saturday. And then we'll start back in on the Warlock. We have the Point Warlocks and the Pacts and Patrons of Ravnica books that need to be updated for 2024. So once we get the martial power stuff taken care of, we can start working on revising those books, which I'm very much excited about. I got a reference. That feels pretty good. These wrap all the way around. Okay. So the adventure is designed for the ritual to fail. There's about 2 days left to the ritual by the time the team gets to it, so they have plenty of opportunity to disrupt it. A DM can allow the ritual to complete, and for an Ultraloth, a CR13 creature is going to way outscale what the 8th level party is going to be able to achieve. So it's suggested that the party go ahead and disrupt it. You gotta go ahead and disrupt that. It'll be easier for you. But if the DM wants, they can allow the ritual to complete, and chaos ensues. I want to bring this in. Alright, I'm suddenly disappointed in that. Let's bring that to here. Let's figure out our structure just a tig more. There. Okay, that's already better. Now, we're just making sure that we get the final line art here. Good. Diligence is a really good word to describe Useful trait for art. Being patient, allowing yourself to make mistakes, learning how to fix them, is a problem solving. Artwork is, I think it was Trent Kaneda who had said that being an illustrator is a problem solver. You're creating images that don't exist and make them comprehensible. I think I'm not okay with that. Let's fix that. I don't like how that's sussing out. One, two, three. Good. No, that's good. We'll do like that. Now we need to bring this forward here. Like that. Now we're starting to get into a groove. Feeling it. My heart started hurting. I don't know why. Starting to get a little sketchy. I gotta lock that down. Trying to do clean art here, not sketch. Come on, Carney, you know where this is at. That's interesting. Let's bring that belly in a bit. More smooth, more better. I gotta say, I'm surprised. I am really enjoying Agatha all along. I did not anticipate enjoying a Marvel TV show again. But they did it. They've actually got some decent writing. It's fun. It's got a lot of variety going to it. It's not boring. They keep introducing new characters that then others go away. I like it. I want Marvel and DC movies and TV shows to be good. So I'm very happy about that. It's just I don't expect it, which I am not happy about. One, two, I should probably blunt that a bit. There, add some edges and angles. Okay, that feels good. One, two, I can bring that, curve that out. We can bring that forward there, and there, and there. Good. We can do the same across here like that, essentially. Push this down. Here. Let's squeeze that in a bit more, like that. Good. Good. Nice and clean. Liking it. There. little bit of detail in here, just to make it a little more interesting. Yeah, like that. That feels good. This is helping establish the curve and angle orientations by like what direction it's facing. By having those curve around like that, it helps define the shape a bit better. I'm gonna actually add a new layer. I'm going to do that. We're going to instead do this. Come on, baby. Let's get right. Good. Error. Let's bring that down. Let's bring this in. That is the symbol of Mabar, which is the pupil for the eye. Let's take this here. Good. Good, and let's make sure we keep his lamprey style mouth. I feel really off. There's something weird happening right now. Maybe I just haven't hydrated enough. Timely timer. We've got at least another 30 minutes here. I need to erase those bits because they're not balancing properly. Here, this matches that. There we go, and that matches that. Bring this back some more. Let's bring this forward a bit. Let's bring that up. Bring that down. Bring that out. I feel like this should actually be lower. There. In. I need to curve that in here. Come on, buddy, you're getting a little sketchy in here. Let's keep it clean. That's good. There we go. We kind of like that. I think that fits nice. Yeah, that's good. So far, so good. All right, let's keep at it. Let's bring in the lamprey. That. I got a thing we're gonna do. We're doing a spiral for its mouth. There, nice. Okay, that's starting to feel better. Let's merge these things together so we don't get confused on where lines are at anymore. It's going to get a little confusing here with the spiral going. Let's do that. Yeah, like that. I guess. Just get this ironed out. We'll have a good. Whatever this is. Orifice? Come on, Kearney, you can do this. You know what you're doing, buddy. See, you know what you're doing. Just kind of clean up that edge. There. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get along that edge. Come on. There you go. Let's clean up inside. There. There you go, Kearney. Good job. Diligence, my man. Like you were saying, it's all about diligence. You just got to stick with it till you get it right. Even if it ain't easy. Especially if it isn't easy. So far, so good. Let's drop in. Like that. Not bad. Okay, that works. Let's. I'm gonna drop the opacity down here real quick, and then add another layer. There, and I just gotta get this angle right. Too thick. So let's thin that down a touch. Too thick. It's foreshortening, so it broadens, but it's tapering, so it thins at the same time. So what I need to avoid is just being parallel. If the lines are just if the lines are just parallel, it won't read as foreshortening or tapering. It'll just read weird. Here. Yeah, like that. But this feels off here. This is too thick. Good curve. Bad curve. Bad curve. Let's get it fixed. That feels much better. Good. Come on, we got this. We're so close to being done with the line art here. Okay, that feels okay. Feels pretty good. Like that. That. There. I'm leaning. Oh my god, I'm leaning so much into the screen. I should be zooming this in so I have more presence on the screen. That's what happens. I lean in. I literally lean into it. There you go, buddy. And now let's erase behind it. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Nice time. What is it? 7:30? Okay, we got 20 minutes left. Okay, so the line art is good. Here's your basic line art, and let's give him a little twist. Centered up a bit. Good. And let's see. So the next thing we need to do is duplicate. And that's going to be BW. Merge that group. We're going to trash. We're going to take really lower that down, and then this we're going to take down too. Gotta make that. feels about right. And clean up all this extraneous line art. Clean all that up. Get a clean silhouette so we know what we're actually working with. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our gritty under our overpaint layer. So we're going to drop that down here for now. It's going to end up being line art over it. I'm going to take these things. I'm going to go color. Trash. Go back to our reference. We have a good base color here. We're looking at like that. And then here's our highlight. And then here's our shadow. Bright, dark, mid. You know, with a base color first, we're just going to drop it in just to have a base layer. Layer. I know I'm from Missouri. I have problems saying layer versus layer. Sure, let's just do a fill. Why not? that. Continue down along here. Good, like that. It's all this extra line art that makes it look so dark. Muse is telling me it's time to take a break. She's going to let me finish the outline here, and then I'm going to bounce for the day. I'll be back, well, not for the day, for the morning. I'll be back, again, I'm going to be back at 5 o'clock Seattle time, which will be 8 o'clock East Coast, USA. For some red box original Dungeons and Dragons with Wally DM and Fred Wheeler with How to RPG. And then after that, around 8 o'clock Seattle time, which will be like 11 o'clock East Coast, we'll jump back online and work on some martial powers. Tomorrow morning we'll be back on. We're going to render details and lighting effects for this Yugoloth. And then at lunch tomorrow, we'll continue working on martial powers. Saturday morning brunch, we'll be back at 9 a.m. in Seattle, noon East Coast time. And we'll work on martial powers again. Currently, for martial powers, we're currently working on revising the subclasses for Ranger, as well as the core mechanics and scaffold for the Paladin. And then we'll do Paladin Oaths in the 2024 Player's Handbook. Once we finish Paladins, we'll get back into Point Warlock revisions, Pacts and Patrons of Ravnica revisions, and then we'll get into Eldritch Knight and Arcane Tricksters, the Knights and Tricksters book. Once we finish that, we will return to the core mechanics book and build that out. So this is looking pretty good. Hey, it looks like we got a visitor. What's up? Unshelled Pity. Love the name. Love us. Yes, they are not. No, they aren't. If you're familiar with the Eberron setting, the plane of Mabar, where darkness and undeath rules, Yugoloth reigns supreme. They are the top denizen in that plane of existence, and I absolutely love Yugoloth as well. There's necromancers performing a ritual to permanently open a gate to the plane of Mabar, so that they can harvest alchemical, they can harvest the fields there, as it were. The soil can be used for necromantic rituals. A lot of the plants can be brewed into poisons, and different alchemical like you can take a mushroom that we have a number of different plants and type of soil and stuff that are detailed in the book. Like one of these mushrooms, if you take these mushrooms that grow in Mabar, and if you boil them into a glaze, you can smear it on your eye and you get night vision until you take a short rest. Stuff like that. So Kana Demon is the fail state for that ritual. If they can't succeed at performing the ritual, it will kill the caster and turn him into a Kanaloth like this. If the ritual is successful, the gate will be permanently opened, and the caster is transformed into an Ultraloth, which is a CR13 top rank demon in the Yugoloth army, and basically it will have command over the gate, and it becomes a higher tier adventure that maybe the team can come back to a later day and try to defeat them in a grudge match. But the way the adventure is designed, the team will basically have a couple days to be able to figure out how to stop the ritual before it's completed. And so the assumed state, and it's such a fragile ritual that if they fuck with the caster at all, it'll disrupt it, and then he'll transform into a Yugoloth, and you'll have to fight this creature, and that'll be the end of the adventure, more or less. But this guy's sitting pretty good. I like the base here. I think I have a little bit of time left, so I'm almost out of time for the morning. Pardon the pun. This morning, I've got a little time left, so let's just start adding in a little bit of lighting effects here, just to get things in place proper. Yeah, Pity, I don't know if you're familiar with the Eberron campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons or not, but it is it's good stuff. I'm a big enthusiast of Eberron. I'm running a Spelljammer Eberron campaign currently where gnomes, dwarves, and warforged are mining. They're mining asteroids that orbit the planet of Eberron for material wealth and stuff. And the asteroids have there's crystals, there's rocks, there's precious metal ore inside of the rocks, and inside of if an asteroid is large enough, it will have its own Underdark Kyber. Anything that's subterranean in the Eberron world, the quote unquote Underdark, is a pathway to Dalkir, the realm of madness. So as the team, the team runs a guild, and as the asteroid miners run across pockets of Kyber, they back out, and then the team has to the players send in a dungeon delving team of delvers, basically, to go in and clear the monsters out, so it's safe for the miners to go back in. So there are all these little episodic short dungeons, like 5-room dungeon spaces that exist inside these 1 mile or larger asteroid chunks. And if they're successful at clearing out the dungeon, then the miners can go back and extract all the wealth out of it, which is converted into a campaign resource called resource points that the team can spend on more mining crews, better ships, higher level delving teams, stuff like that. It's kind of like an XCOM sort of format, but instead of fighting monsters in the streets, you're going into asteroids and fighting whatever nightmare creatures are inside there. Fun campaign. We've been running it since February. They're about like 7th level. It's going pretty well. Combo. Yeah. Glad you're enjoying. So I'm just going to do a light shade dusting right now because I'm almost out of time. I don't want to get too hardcore into any like deep rendering right now, but this is generally what I do. I'll lay down a flat layer, like comic books. I'll lay down a flat layer. I do the inks first, right? So we have our inks. So you can print this in black and white, right? Like a laser printer. It doesn't cost you any ink. And then we have the color layer. So we do the inks, and then we do the flats. And then we start adding in lighting details. And once the lighting gets completed, the shadow and then the highlights, and then we start rendering detail. And we have all of this sketch language here that can be used for rendering additional muck and details and like pockmarks and whatever. Organic stuff. Imperfections. The imperfections working into organic stuff really helps, I think, with the style that I've developed. But we are just about out of time. So we're here 10 times. Again, we're here 10 times per week. I'm going to be back tonight with Wally DM and How to RPG, Fred Willer. And whatever content creators they're able to pick up off of YouTube in the meantime. But we're going to play some probably third level original red box set D&D. We'll do that for a few hours at 5 o'clock Seattle time or 8 p.m. East Coast America. And then after that, at 8 o'clock Seattle time, 11 o'clock East Coast, I'll jump back on and we'll work on the martial power system, the martial magic stuff that we've been working on to give martial characters the same breadth of options and resources that full casters have, which was inspired by 3rd edition Book of Nine Swords when they had the same revelation that, hey, people are really angry about this martial caster divide. Why don't we do something about it? So they came up with the martial power with the Book of Nine Swords, and then they kind of kept the idea of like martial powers in 4th edition, where martials got power instead of spells. So I'm sticking with that theme and reintroducing powers into 5th edition. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, like if players feel that there's a divide, we give them a mana resource that they can spend, kind of like monks with their key focus points. But this is feeling pretty good. I'm going to take a highlight here and drop that in like that, and I'm like down to like a couple minutes, like a minute. I've got like a minute and a half left on my timer. I've got a clock that pops every 20 minutes to make sure I don't dive too far deep into any tangent or obsess too much over any particular line or anything. The alarm pops and it pulls me out of whatever state I'm in to just to get a head check to make sure I'm doing what I think I ought to be doing. There. So you can see just some basic lighting ideas coming together here. Don't have to do anything too complicated right now. I'm just getting a sense of the space and form. So when we come back, so we'll be back tomorrow morning to do this. I stream art like this Monday through Friday in the morning. I have design, like the Martial Powers design stream or Color Mana design stream or Spelljammer design stream. I do that on Mondays and Friday nights, as well as Monday and Thursday nights like tonight, and then Tuesday and Friday lunches as well. Typically like somewhere between 12 and 2 o'clock, depending on what my day's looking like. I'll jump back on and work on some game design stuff for a couple hours. And then on Saturday morning, I have a brunch stream that runs from basically 12 till 3 East Coast or 9 till noon Seattle time. And then my off time is spent either rendering art details like this or like working on I'm working on the page layouts for the adventure this is in. That's honestly, it's kicking my ass. It's a good challenge. It's a worthy challenge. I'm up to the task, but doing layouts for an adventure is a lot different from character options because there's a lot more components that have to work together. All the visual assets of the map and the spacing on the page to make sure it stays smooth and consistent. So okay, great. So that's where we're at for now. And when we come back tomorrow morning, we'll continue rendering out these details. We'll get the eye figured out. But I'm happy with this. So far, so good. He's a chunky boy, and I like it. So Yugoloths are cool. Yugoloth in general are super dope. So that's it for now. I think I want to give this guy a bit of a twist. Yeah, feels good. All right, that's it for now. I'm going to bounce. I'll be back. I'll be back in 9 hours. Not on stream here. I think I'll be on Fred Wheeler's How to RPG channel. But I'll post a link on my Twitter, on my Discord, that we're live. So Hey, Biddy, thanks for swinging by. And anyone else that's out there, like, subscribe, bell icon, blah, blah, blah. Check out my books in the description down below. They're all free preview. If you like them, buy them to encourage more behavior. Jump into my Discord if you're interested. Follow me on Patreon if you want perks. And I will see everybody tonight for some Beckme. Cheers.